was there any reaction from the coroner?
Yes, the coroner said that the children's statements that he read last night were extremely harrowing, and he also said that he was going to contact Cambridge Council with a bid to maybe putting in more life aids on the riverbank.
Thank you very much, Anna. The troubled surgery centre at the Lister Hospital in Stevenage is tonight back in the hands of the NHS. It's a deal that's cost more than £50 million, but managers say the change will ensure patient safety after the previous owners were criticised for poor standards of care.
It's the same building, but the old surgery centre is no more. It's been rebranded. The facility used to be run privately by a subsidiary of the building firm Carillion. It was heavily criticised. Services were deemed substandard. Patient files were lost. 3 people died. Now it's back in the hands of the NHS.
The main difference now is that the facility is being run by clinical members of staff, so doctors and nurses who have a real working knowledge of how a building like this should be used to the optimum. The difference that is going to change is the increasing efficiency of the use of this facility.
And increasing efficiency means treating more people. There are 6 theatres here, but they're underused. GPs had been told not to refer patients for routine surgery. It meant those needing knee, hip or eye operations travelled miles to other hospitals. The centre currently treats around 200 patients a week. Staff want to do more.
At the moment, it's about half full. That's appalling when we have such a wonderful facility that patients are having to go elsewhere, often to far less good facilities for treatment. I fully understand the anxieties people have had. I think there was a problem with the management of this facility previously. That's going to change. And people who come in here, I'm sure, will rate the services very highly.
I'm very happy this back in the NHS. Because you get bad service, bad treatment, and you're well looked after.
I hope that the side of the appointments and finding the notes will be better. So yeah, it's good that it's gone back to the NHS.
Those views will be music to the ears of managers here. They know it won't be easy winning back the confidence of local people. Faye Southwell, BBC Look East, Stevenage.
Well, Stephen McPartland is the MP for Stevenage and has campaigned for the centre to come under NHS control. I spoke to him earlier and asked him whether this suggested that privatisation doesn't work.
The problem we've had here is a contract that was signed under the previous government with a private provider that just wasn't up to the job. It was Carillion, they were a bunch of builders. If you actually look into the facts in the area, the medical director here wasn't even a qualified consultant, which is just unbelievable.
So you're convinced then that this sort of situation couldn't happen again under your party's drive to bring more private money into the NHS?
Well, I mean, my party doesn't have a drive to bring any private money into the NHS. We're proud of the NHS and we're not going to privatise the NHS. The Secretary of State has said that, the Prime Minister has said that, and I would certainly never vote for any privatisation of the NHS. But this situation can never be allowed to happen again. And it would never happen again under our control, simply because you have to be a willing provider under the previous government. Under us, you have to be a qualified provider, which means you need to have experience of providing medical treatments to patients.
It's costing a lot of money, though, isn't it, to the NHS buying this surgery centre? £53 million. Is that good value for your constituents?
£53 million does sound like a large sum of money. The hospital itself is currently benefiting from a £150 million redevelopment, but the facility is state-of-the-art, and effectively the land, the buildings, and the equipment in it did have to be bought from this private provider. It's very much like your house. If we took your house off you, we'd have to give you money towards it.
So what's it actually going to mean for patients with this changeover?
And effectively for patients, it means that it's going to be getting managed by doctors and nurses, top quality NHS staff. So now we're going to be in a position where we can put patients first and have a relentless focus on putting them and their families first.
So are you saying the best NHS hospitals would be run by NHS staff? That's the way forward, as far as you're concerned?
As far as I'm concerned, the best hospitals are run by the best managers who are proud of the NHS and put the NHS first. I can't speak for hospitals up and down the country, but I know that here we're building the Lister Hospital into a centre of clinical excellence, and it's stuffed full with thousands and thousands of NHS staff who are doing a great job and save lives every single day, and I'm proud of them.
Mr McPartland, thank you very much.
Thank you, Amelia.
A new campaign was launched today.